Well, it was interesting that the Mail on Sunday picked up in a big way today. I mean, it was yesterday's interview with BBC Breakfast with Dan Walker. The Mail on Sunday tends to be a paper that historically has covered cricket in great detail. And on the back page, they say, Vaughan says, "I am so sorry." There's an apology on the subject for Azeem's pain, pressure on the BBC to lift the ban, and Vaughan's warning over Smith as a separate thing relating to Australia. Of course, the Ashes gets underway on December the 8th. But if you look inside, I mean, it's, you know, the subdeck here, "I'm sorry for the hurt Rafiq suffered. If any of this is down to me, I apologise." But, yeah, as Paul said, it did seem like a little bit of a hostage video. I watched it in full last night. It was almost as if he was railroaded into saying certain things. I mean, apart from anything else, he wants to protest his innocence. And he also was put on the spot and said, did you actually say these things? You know, are these players lying? And he went on further than that and said, well, the problem with this, and he didn't say that they were lying, but he did say the problem with this, it's all about he said, she said, they said. And we're talking about stuff that happened 12, 13 years ago here. So it's very difficult. The other comments as well seem to be aimed at trying to save his career. Now, it's a long way back, in my view, for Michael Vaughan from this point. He's been dropped from the BBC's Ashes coverage this winter. Fox TV, incidentally, have said that that at the moment he's part of it. He's part of their coverage, but we'll see. They're monitoring it every day, so they're watching which way the wind blows. But he did say overall, he said, look, I'm deeply sorry for any part I played in making Azeem Rafiq feel uncomfortable. But he also said that he resented any or refuted any claims that, or was very disappointed, I think that's probably the phrase to put it, disappointed with any claims that he was the instigator of this. He was, as a captain, and a very successful captain as well, particularly for England, between 2003 and 2008, he was somebody who unified the dressing room. He was somebody who spotted division, he spotted cliques in the dressing room and brought players together. That's why he was captain, that's why he was a successful captain. He also looked at the number of ethnic or black and minority ethnic players within the Yorkshire setup, and where it was when he started. Michael Vaughan made a very good point. He said that he was actually the first player to play for Yorkshire who was born outside of Yorkshire, and that was only in, the early 90s. So he said they've come a long way. He's very proud of how inclusive Yorkshire was. And as Paul said a minute ago as well, I just don't see this inclusion problem with cricket. It's a multi-ethnic, diverse sport, and it's been that way for some time, Deanna.
Well, we've seen a number of sort of racism scandals emerging in cricket. How well do you think cricket's going to recover from this?
I think it's had... if you'd asked someone a month ago if there was a problem, I said that no, there wasn't a problem. I don't think anyone would have been conscious of a problem, but they've had a terrible, terrible couple of weeks. And how they recover... I mean, they can only hope that with the Ashes starting in just a couple of weeks' time, that focus switches back to the cricket. They could do with that series being an outstanding event. There's already some joshing going on between Australia and England, which you would expect in the lead-up to a series, but they need quickly the emphasis to switch back to the cricket now, and I hope it's a good test prior to Christmas, and if it rolls over into the next year. And there'll be more to come, of course, because this hasn't played out, but they need a bit of luck, that's for sure.